In the next 2 or 3 videos, we are going to create this like system. So here you can see we have this post and it has 0 likes, but when I click here, it will ask me for login. So if I log in here and then go back to post, and now I can like this post. But if I want to remove this like, once more click and like is removed. So we can use this system anywhere you want. So let's create this system, but before creating like system, we have to get all these posts via Vue.js. So let's get started with Vue.js in this episode, and in couple of 2 or 3 videos we are finishing this series with this like system. So welcome back to Bitfumes. I'm your host Sarthak, and this is a channel where I talk about Laravel and the cool thing about Laravel. So if you are new to this channel, don't forget to subscribe and like Bitfumes on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram. Okay, so I will close this one and come back to our position where we have left from the last episode. So here I am with our old project where we don't have any like dislike system, and we are fetching all these things from Laravel, no Vue.js in our project. So you can see we don't have any new Vue.js tab in console because I have installed this Vue.js dev tool for Chrome, and you can also install it from searching. So you will search Vue.js Chrome extension and you will get that from web store of Chrome. Okay, so let's go to our project, and here we are, and open this resources folder, not routes, resources folder, assets JS, and you will see this app.js file. This app.js file will include Vue.js for you, and it will give the Vue.js first app create and one example component. And by the way, if you are not familiar with Vue.js, check out my Vue.js series of basics, and the link is in the description, so you can feel free to come back after getting knowledge of the Vue.js. So this will also include require bootstrap file. This is not the CSS framework bootstrap. This is this file bootstrap. Bootstrap means getting started. So it will start and it will firstly load Lodash, then jQuery, then here it is, the bootstrap CSS framework. Then Axios. Axios will use for making a post and get requested. So after that, we have all these things. We don't need these. So we have this. Just go back to app and just remove these comments. We don't need this. Okay, so we need what we need. I will show you. Okay, I will open user, then blog.blade.php, and here we have, and you can see we are looping through all these data we are getting from this controller. So http controller user home controller. Okay, so here we are getting post, we are passing post to our view, and we are looping through that view in this file. Okay, but I want to get all these posts via Vue.js. So how will we do that? So firstly, before that, let's create some icon here for like. So I will go and find thumbs up. Okay, here we have, copy this and let's paste it after this timestamp side, maybe inside this p tag. How about that? Refresh. Yeah, it's very nice. Here it is, but I want it to be clickable, so I will use an anchor tag. Okay, so here we have, so href of nothing. See, okay, yeah, now it's clickable. Okay, but I need a number before this thumbs up, which represent number of likes. So what I will do, I will again go here, and what's happening, and make something like this. Here I will use a small tag and I will say 0, like Okay, so we have 0 here, we have this thumbs here. Okay, but obviously what we need, whenever we hover over this thumbs up, we need it to be red colored. Okay, so I have this far thumbs up class. So what I need, I will create here section of head. So I have to end section also, and here I will use a styling for thumbs up, and whenever I hover over it, the color will become red. Okay, let's try one more time, and yeah, it's good. Okay, so we have created this thing, and now what we need to get these things via Vue.js. So I will go to app.js, and you can see it is initialized with the app ID. That this means Vue.js will attach everything with the div or any tag which having ID of app. So we have to give the ID of app here. So let's give here ID of app. It doesn't matter where you will give. It has to be something where you are working. Okay. So we have this, and now we need a component which will include this post tag, post HTML's part. So I will create a tag, I will create a component called posts, and that component will be here posts.view, and here rename it with posts.view, and the template, this one is not I want actually this one, the post one. Okay, so I will paste it, and okay, and let's indent it. Yeah, and now obviously this will not work because this is Vue and we are using blade system, so that will be, instead of this, we just have to say title. And by the way, Vue also use double curly brace and blade also use double curly brace because we are on the Vue. So this is obviously for Vue, but if you want to use Vue along with blade, you have to do like this. So you will say like title, then there are two systems we are going to get this thing, Vue and blade also. So if you give at the rate before this means this is going to rendered by Vue, not the blade. Okay, so we don't have to do all these things. Okay, and now this will be subtitle, and here we need to give slug. Okay, and here again that should be created at not any kind of carbon system. Okay, so that's good, and let's see how it's look like. So now we have to compile this Vue via npm run dev or npm run watch. So I will use npm run watch. So this, what this will do, this will just keep watching me what I am doing, but now it's giving me some kind of error. Okay, yeah, because I have to firstly install npm. So I will say npm install, and while it's installing, I will come back when it is finished. Okay, so now npm is perfectly installed. Now again run npm run watch and see the magic. It's compiling and getting everything in one package, and now everything we have here in our component and in our Vue is compiled down to this app.js file, which is very long file having 41,000 42,000, but we don't have to look forward for this because our code is staying here. Obviously we need to import this, we need to include this JS file in our blade.php file for the blog. So what I will do, I will create here a section of footer, and here I will give a script of source having asset, then I will say js/app.js. That's very nice. Okay, so what we need next, we need to include this component in our view. So here we have to specify which component we are going to use. So I will say components, that should be components, and here inside I have to give the component name, that should be posts. We have opened this console. Then now if I right click here, it will give me hard reload. That means it will load new file and existing file from the base. That means it's not going to load file from cache. So reload, and now we will have some kind of error. It says posts is not defined. Firstly, we don't have CSRF cross token, so I have to go here and copy this and paste this. Where is that? At head. Okay, so we have this. Let's refresh for this. That error is gone. Now we have this new error called posts is not defined. Okay, so let's do this. Delete this one. Maybe this was giving error. Yeah, now we have cleaned here, and now we have to use this post component in our blog.plate.php file. So I will delete everything from here like this, and I will just say posts and done. So let's once more go, click refresh, and yeah, we can see we have posted by this, and everything is not here because if I go to components of post.view, we don't have any title, we don't have any subtitle, any created at. We have to grab everything from here. Okay, so if I give title as title, okay, so how about that? But how will we get this? So in the view component, if you want to get anything from external world, then you have to create props. Okay, and props is just like the data, but these data are getting from external world. So first prop is title, or you can call it as property. So I have given here the title as the title. So if I refresh, oh, it's not giving, maybe like this. Okay, so you can see title is here, but because we are giving text, so we have to remove that colons, but later we will use that colon also. Likewise, we will use for subtitle, created at, and etc. So firstly, we have to get every post from the database, then and loop through via view for this component. So let's see how we can do all these things. So in the home controller, you can see we have this index for getting this, but instead of this, what I will do, I will open posts controller, and here I will create a new function called get all posts. Okay, and what this will do exactly same thing whatever we are doing here. So it's like this. Okay, and now this index file will not going to have anything to pass. Okay, so if you go and refresh, you get this kind of error which says undefined variable posts, which is why, because we are using this links. So instead of this, what we can do, we can give that thing so that it will not give you any kind of error. So it's just for getting these links, nothing else. We don't have to do anything here. Okay, come back to posts controller. Here we are using this thing like get all post, and we are passing this. We have to return this. So I will say return. Okay, and as this is exactly same, so pagination will also work with the view, and I will show you how. So return, pagination, all these things. And now we have to create one route. So I will call one route, and firstly I will comment that view routes. Okay, I will create one more route called get, and that should be get posts, and that should be on post controller at get all posts. And yes, it's done. And maybe instead of get, for security reason, I will use post. Okay, so get post. And now we have to give an ajax request to this route which give all these posts. Okay, so but problem is how we can give the ajax request with the view. Okay, so for that we will use Axios. So I will call Axios, and if I search I will get this GitHub repository, and this will give me this kind of things for post. But this is because have to post, so we have to create that ajax post every time the view loads. So there is a system called mounted. So whenever the view component is mounted, we will going to do this ajax request via Axios. So the route is get posts, and what we need to pass, nothing, because we need everything whatever we are getting. Okay, so this is good for now, and let's see what we are getting when we are giving all these things. So let's go refresh, and yeah, we are getting these errors because we don't have these things. So let's do one more thing, give the props like subtitle, and one more created at. Okay, so refresh. Yeah, the error are gone, and now you can see we are having this data. So we have to give this data and use this data, and we have to use this data to loop through for each of these posts. So what I need to do, I will go here and I will create data. So data, just like the variables. So data name is I will say posts. So instead of post, I will simply say blog because there are many posts. So here, and this will be an object. So I will use curly braces. Okay, and here what I need to do, I have to give here comma. Okay, whenever this ajax post is successful, then you can see this is then I will say this dot blog is equal to response dot data. Why dot data? Let's go to Chrome. You can see we have this response, the whole thing is response. Then in the response I have a data, and in the data I once more have this data. Okay, so that's why I used data. Okay, so that's good. Comment this console, return and refresh, and just restart this console part, and now you will see this view tab again. I have this view tab because I have installed view chrome dev tool. Okay, so here you will go and you will see this post, you will see this root element having this blog, which is looks like empty, but because it's not getting that, this is because we have to use the ES 2015 system, which is like double head arrow for any kind of function. Okay, so refresh one more time, and now you can see we have this 5 data here. We just have to now loop through all these things for our view. So how will we loop through? As we have this blog, we can use the view that is called v for. V for is just like a for each loop we are using. So V for value in blog. So whatever value we are getting for each and every blog. So if I save this, go back, refresh, and now you can see we have 1 2 3 4 5 blocks here. Okay, but it's not, it's just like same, but we have to provide all these things. So we have to provide the title. So I will go here, and now as I told you, we have to use colon title, and here I will say value dot title. Okay, so I think now you are getting what I'm doing. Value, this value dot title. Same thing for subtitle, so I will say subtitle. Okay, and one more same thing for created at. Okay, refresh this, and you can see this is for file upload. This is the first one, and we are getting this subtitle also, and also this date. But we don't need date, we need that diff for human system. But now we are using view, we can't use carbon. So what we can use, we can create the accessor. So accessor is just whenever we are accessing any field, we can modify it before giving it to the external world. So for that, I will go to models, user, post, and here for the post I will create a new function called get created at attribute. Okay, and here we have to firstly pass the value, and here I will return value arrow diff for humans. This is simple, but it's not exactly simple because we are on this model, so we have to use carbon parse. So instead of that, I will use carbon colon colon parse, and we have to include carbon at the top. So I will use PHP companion, and now we have this thing. So if I go once more, refresh, and now everything is come back to its original position 3 weeks ago. The last thing we have to include is, if I go to page 2, we are still having the same blocks. That means we have to give some kind of pagination here. And this is because everything is good, but we have to just include this page is equal to 2. The page at page value we have to give for our route. So what I will do, I will go to app.js. Here, firstly, I will say let URL is equal to window dot location dot href. Okay, and now so I will say again page. So I will again use let page is equal to URL dot split, and we have to split this via equal to, and we will get the first one. Okay, so let's console log page, and what we are getting, let's see. So refresh, and we are not getting anything. No, we are getting, you can see this one, but we don't want this one because we have split from equal to. So this one is the 0th and this one is the first, so we need to have the first one. So first is here, and now you can see 2 we are getting on the Chrome dev tool or the console. Okay, so let's pass this page whenever we are making any request. So here we have to say page is equal to or colon page. That means the page value, or instead of this I will use page number. How about that? I think this is cool or more descriptive also. So go back, refresh, and now you can see we have all these things here. Let's this thing. Okay, so 6 7th 6 5th 4 3 2, and if I go to third page, we are on the first title, first page, we are on the 10th and 11th title. So we have completed this thing. Let's just complete one more thing. We have to give the key. So it's just like we have to pass the key. Okay, that should be like here. If I go to block.blade.php, I have to include okay key, and this is just for giving the key values to our view component. Okay, so that should be value dot index. Okay, so refresh, and now we don't have that error. Okay, so we have completed this thing, and in the next episode we are going to complete or try to move all these things like and dislike system on our blog series with admin panel. And thank you for watching all these episodes. I am very excited about these things and thankful to all of you. You have support me, and because of you this series is going so much longer. And if you have learned something from Bitfumes, don't forget to like Bitfumes on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You will always going to subscribe. If you have not subscribed, you can donate Bitfumes any amount you want, from $1 to any amount, on the patreon.com. And thanks for watching. And if you have any doubt, if you have any question, please feel free to comment me, message me, and we will meet in the next episode. Till then, goodbye.